Hey, chicks. So let's chat. Listen. So I'm going to do like my top, maybe top 5, top 10 things that I think that women find most attractive in men. Now, of course, this is my top 5 or top 10. I don't know how many I'm gonna give. Just depends. Um, so of course, it's not a list that is absolute because every woman is different, and 10 years from now, my list may be different, right? Just like 10 years ago, my list probably would have been different. But being the age that I am, being closer to 50 than I'm closer to 40, um, the things that I find most attractive in men. Now, let me give you a little backdrop. Like, I am a girl, a woman, a lady who, in past tense, like, looks was a very, very, like, big thing for me, right? Certain looks, certain, like, unique looks sometimes, certain odd looks sometimes, it looked good to me, right? So I was like big on features, you know, and that's just something that stood out to me. So I was like heavy on the looks, right? But as I've gotten older, I'm not as heavy on the looks because I feel like I have, had my way with some of the most attractive men, that I could put my hands on. So it's like, okay, the thrill is gone with that now, and I'm more into other more meaningful things. And the one thing also that I have lived long enough to learn is that no matter how good you look at 30, you're going to look a little bit different at 40, right? So when you get to the point where you understand, like they say, that beauty can be fleeting, and that's not to say that you're not going to look good. You can't look good as you age, but it's just to say that you are definitely going to look different. There are going to be some changes. Yes, you're not going to be absolutely the same. No, you're not. So knowing that, then as you get older, you don't put as much weight on the looks because they're going to change. So it's like, it's crazy of you to get stuck on a person looking a certain way and having to look only that way when it's going to change. So if you with them for any number of time, you're going to experience the change and see the change. Also, the other thing that I have lived long enough to experience is that, listen, he may be gorgeous on day one, but after we done went through a few things and I done looked in your face a million times, like, you ain't as gorgeous to me. Like, yes, you're still attractive, but that thing that made me say, oh, I don't have that in the same way anymore. Like, that changes. It's just like, when it's a bag or some shoes or something you want. Boy, listen, you can almost lick them off the screen if you order it online, right? And then you get them and, yeah, they still tough. And then you wear them, you get your compliments, and it's cool. Like, yeah. But then after they sit in your closet for a little bit, it's like, okay, well, I done worn them a couple times. Yeah, they cute. But then your homegirl might come and be like, girl, these some bad shoes. Because it's her first time seeing them. So she hasn't had the experience of embracing them and sitting with them for a while. So, of course, they're wonderful to her. So, like I said, eventually the thrill of the look leaves, right? But what I have come to realize is that there are some things that never gets old, right? So that takes me to one of the first things on the list, and it's not necessarily that it's in order, but it's just on the list. What a woman finds attractive is a man who listens to her, right? That's top tier. That you will sit and listen to me go on, and you actively listen. Like, you can repeat what I've said. You ask me questions about what I'm talking about. You show interest in whatever it is that I'm speaking on. And you remember it, from, if I come back a week later and say, oh, babe, remember last week I was telling you about such and such? You like, yeah, the girl at your job was such and such. Like that, you remember, So listening, active listening, that holds a lot of weight if you're able to do that, right? Another thing that's top tier when you're looking for someone that you're dating, that you would like to be with, outside of listening, is the feeling that you're wanted, protected. Like it's a feeling that you get when you're around certain guys that, hey, everything is okay, right? I'm not worried about anything. I'm comfortable. I feel safe. I feel secure. You don't get that feeling around every man. You absolutely don't get that feeling around every man, right? I don't care who he's supposed to be in the streets, because, baby, I done dealt with thugs, robbers, anything you could think of. I probably done crossed the path of them if they were negative. And the truth be told, I felt more safer with men who were not street affiliated, right? And that's a lesson I learned early on, because once I got to the point where I wasn't comfortable staying the night with you, then I was no longer interested in guys that had, that type of stuff going on, and as a woman, as you get older, you should be growing up out of that anyways, if that was ever your thing. If that was never your thing, that's great. But if, hey, the area that you was living in or you were brought up in, that is who was in your dating pool, so that's who you had to choose from, okay. But as you got a little older and you're able to venture out and go find you some other things, it would have behooved you to do that. But hey, to each their own. But so I say the listening aspect, and then the aspect of making a man that makes a woman feel safe and secure, comfortable. Like, I've been around dudes that, like, you just don't ever feel like chilling. Like, you just don't ever feel like just laying back and just comfortable. Like, they either give you a weird vibe, their conversation is off. It's just something that just don't sit right with you, and you like, this will be my last time, right? So it's something very safe and secure and special about a guy who he just has that way about him. Like, you just like, oh yeah, I'm in the right place, So listening, the comfort, security, that's to all of that is in one. Being comfortable, feeling secure, feeling protected. That's one trait to me. The listening. The next trait that I believe women of my age and caliber value in a man is stability. Like, being able to be totally secure in your adult responsibilities, whatever they may entail, right? And for me, that means if you have kids, you're able to take care of them. You have bills, you're able to take care of your bills. You have outside extracurricular activities that you love to do and that you're excited about, you're able to foot the bill for those. Your normal, everyday, regular adulting needs, you can meet those. And it's something very comfortable about that when you meet a guy that he has all of that taken care of, and it's legal. And it's legal. Because you can meet some guys that are able to foot your bill, his bills, and some more bills. And yet, when you find out how they're doing that, that doesn't sit well with you, right? So stability, that's heavy on the list. Stability. So I got stability, listening, and allowing you to feel comfortable and safe in their presence. The number 4 thing that is very important is emotional intelligence, right? And I don't mean a crybaby. I don't mean a whiner. I don't mean a complainer. I don't mean that. I mean just someone who acknowledges how you're feeling, right? Because some days you may be feeling this way, and other days you may be feeling that way, but he's emotionally intelligent enough that even when you wishy-washy, he's comfortable and set, and he can help you to pipe down, right? He's able to acknowledge your feelings. He's able to validate you in whatever way you may need to be validated, right? He just is strong and supportive in his emotions, right? That's very necessary for some women. And he understands that you can get a little heated. You can, you may be temperamental at times. You might be moody, whatever it is. He can balance that out because he's better in that area than you are. And that's not to say that you're not emotionally intelligent. It's just to say that as a woman, sometimes you can be so heavy in your emotions that you're not always emotionally as intelligent as you should be. So to have a guy that's able to help you balance that out, top tier. So I have emotionally intelligent, good listening, make you feel safe and secure, stability. My last one that I would say for a female like me would be to have a good sense of spirituality, right? Like, you need to be able to understand the importance of being able to tap in to the one and only true and wise God, period, right? You need to be able to acknowledge that yes, you need to be able to have a desire to live by certain principles, right? Because for me, if you don't have that type of belief, what is guiding you? What reasoning and rationale do you have to live a good and upstanding life without that, right? So I need you to have that. You can't, all that atheist stuff, like, hey, don't even look my way. Because soon as you start veering off that way, I respect it, because you have the right to believe, not believe, you, whatever it is. I respect that, but that does not hold any weight for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I will always feel like you're missing something. Now, if we were younger, right, I probably could say, you know what, at some point, God gonna bring them on in, But at this age and stage, I wouldn't be willing to take that risk, because I need you to be able to come in with certain things, right? So that's my top 5. As you can see, I didn't mention money. Because some of the things that I said, if you have those things, the money is gonna be there. The money is either on its way or it's already there. So you don't have to have that on your list if you have other things on the list that guarantees that, right? So yeah, that's my list. And let me know in the comments whatever y'all list may be, y'all top 5 things that if you're dating, or even for like older women, what are the top 5 things that you have shared with your daughters or your nieces and other friends or whatever that you feel like a man should be bringing to the table. And let me know like your age range, so I could kind of have an idea of, okay, well, this is why they said that, because I could see that for this age or that age range or whatever. So y'all share with me how y'all feel about some of the most important things that a man should be bringing to the table, or to your table, if he's considering you for a mate.